Hello, it's Julia from the Paper and Ink Boutique. I haven't done one of these since June. I know it's been a little while. So yesterday I thought, okay, I've got some free time today, so why don't we do a quick getting creative with Julia. I'm hoping to do these more now that the summer is over. I'm not sure how many more I'll be able to do in September because September is a crazy month for us, but let's get going. Hi, Julie. How are you? So, this idea has been kind of percolating in my brain for a little while, and where it started was I made a birthday card. This was a card I made Glenn a couple of weeks ago for his birthday. And ever since then, I've been thinking about, I don't know, creating more cards like this, which is super easy, by the way. This card came together really fast because I left it to the very last minute. And I'm pretty sure the glue was still wet when I gave it to him because that's how I roll. But then I also had an idea for an art journal page. So I'm just going to play. If you got questions, go ahead and ask. But I'm just going to go ahead and play, and we're going to see how this goes. I am using a lot of Dina Wakley, but I grabbed out my golden oldies sticky quote, so it's going to be nearby. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it in the end. But even though I said I don't really have anything prepped, I did prep this. So this is, I'm trying to remember the name of this journal, and it escapes me. It's one of the Dylusions journals, and it has the craft, the white, and the black paper. So this is the black paper. Now, this is what the black paper looks like in the book. This is what the black paper looks like after you put black gesso on it. Yeah, I put black gesso on black paper, and you're like, doesn't that seem like a waste of time? Well, the reason why I do that on the black paper is so my paint doesn't absorb into the black paper. It will sit on top of the black paint. So this is what black paint looks like on white paper. If you're wondering, well, why didn't I just use white paper? And I don't know if it's up on screen, but this has more of a gray look to it rather than a really dark black. So that's why I put the black gesso on the black paper. So anyhow, just in case you were wondering. Hi, I'm actually really surprised so many of you are joining me because I basically just posted this like 15 minutes ago. But thanks so much. Thanks so much. Hi, Jen. Hey, Sherry. Okay, so I've got my journal. I also grabbed out some neon paints. These are the neon paints. The only one I don't have, I think, is the green one. But I didn't really want to use green anyhow. And I've got white too. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this white or if I'm going to use gesso. I haven't really decided. I've also grabbed some tags. I've also got some card bases. I also looked through my stash of scrap paper that I have here, and I've got a couple of pieces that I embossed. This is a Dina Wakley embossing folder. So I grabbed those down. I don't know if I'm going to use it. And I have some Dina Wakley stamps here beside me. I'm trying to use these things to use up the stuff I bought, and I don't have time to use. That's why I'm doing these. It kind of forces me to use it. Okay, I've also got a bunch of paints, and I thought I had, let me grab it. I thought I had one out already, but I don't see it. I'm going to use a palette pad. This is one of the 6x6 palette paper pads from TCW. So I'm just going to put out some white on here. How's everyone doing? For those of you that are in Calgary, are you enjoying this nice fall we're having? We never get fall. It goes immediately from winter or from summer to winter. We hardly ever get fall. So I'm enjoying it. It's supposed to be 27 degrees, I think, tomorrow. That's crazy. These paints are almost empty. Okay, so these are some of the neon paints from Dina. I'm not going to squeeze the white out because I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. Okay, so I've got some brushes, different sizes. Yeah, all flat. Let's start with yellow. Love these neons on black. Love, love, love. So I am going to dry this. Hi, Brenda. Oh, Charlene, you had a walk around your lake this morning? Yeah, I'd be perfect for that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I wanted to dry that because I wanted to come in and do kind of a second layer of that yellow. So if I layer it up, I just noticed my camera isn't quite high enough. There we go. So if I do a second layer of the yellow paint, you can see how much brighter that is. So that's why I'm going to dry it between layers, just so I can get much more a brighter feel to it. There we go. And I'm not putting the paint on heavy. I'm putting it on fairly light, very dry. I'm using a dry brush and using it until no more paint comes off. Okay, gonna dry it again. And because I'm putting the paint on so light, you are, it's not going to take very long to dry. Okay, same brush. Let's do a little pink. Ooh, that's fun. Love that. Now that chunk of paint there, let me grab that off. Because I put that yellow down first, so it's now created that area. My pink, oh my gosh, why are those coming off there? So that's why my is so bright going on. Look at that, that's fun. That is so much fun. I got some paint, some more pink on there, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. I might use that for my 8.5 by 11 paper. I think I'm just going to move on to some orange now. How fun. Oh my goodness. Neons are so much fun. That is lovely. Now I am going to put some blue on there, but I need to dry these colors first. together. Okay, I want to put some blue on there, but I'm going to put it on without a brush. How do I want to put that on? Let me decide. Let me decide. How do I want to put the blue on? I don't want a stencil, I don't think. You know what? Let's do something different. I'm actually going to use some paper towel. Do I want to use paper towel, or do I want to use some... Let's try this first. Let's try this first. I'm actually going to test it on here because I might go grab some collage paper instead. Yeah, sure, that'll work. That'll work. That's fine. Do something different. I don't have any bubble wrap, Charlene. or if I do, I don't want to go looking for it. I might have some, but let's do some drags maybe a little bit. That's fun. Just a little bit. I like it. I like it. And there we go. There's my palette. Okay, let me just give this a dry. Okay, I'm just going to set this aside for a moment to dry. And I'm going to bring in a piece of Solar White Ultra Smooth 110 pounds. And then let me grab my brayer because I want to do a bit of a background on this one. So I might do some stamping. Just let that blue up so I don't get much cross contamination. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to use my brayer. So this will either be card backgrounds, which probably at least one card. But I'm also going to use it for stamping on for my page. Okay, so I've got that on there. Let's get this dry. There we go. And I'm going to bring that same brush in. And I'm just going to add some brush strokes. So this is exactly how I did that card background. This one that I showed here, I just used different colors. So I brayered one layer on and then just dry brushed paint on. So a great way to use up any paint that you might have on your palette. Pick up whatever we've got. There we go. Perfect. And that is good for that. Let's set that aside for the moment. Bring this back in. I want to do some stamping on here. But before I do any stamping, there's a few spots that are still wet. There we go. So there's some of those neon paints on the back there. Not bad. I like it. Okay. I want to do some stamping, and I had this is Squared Up by Dina, and I'm particularly interested in this stamp, this one here. And where, oh, there we go. Just going to use this. Move this over just a smidge. Here we go. And let me grab this. And one more thing. Just want to grab one of these so I can put something under it so my stamping works out better. And I need some white paint. There we go. This is almost empty too. There we go. Okay. My brayer. It's not a very clean brayer, but I'm going to brayer some paint on that stamp. Ooh. Ooh. I like that. That is fun. Oh, I like it. Okay, I'm just going to add maybe a couple over on this side. Move that out of the way. On some more paint. How's that? I actually don't mind that. There we go. That works. That's coming along. Just going to clean up this stamp. Don't want to let that paint dry on there. There we go. Now, am I done with the white paint? That is the question. We'll just leave our palette to the side. Might come back to that white paint in a minute. Let's get this dry. And that dried pretty fast. That is fun. That's a nice stamp. I like that stamp. That is gorgeous. Oops. Just going to put that back there so I don't lose it. So from that same stamp set, I stamped this face, and I think I want to use it. Let me cut it out. That's cool. Yeah, the neons with the black are really nice. Really helps them pop there. That's fun. Okay. Not sure what else I want to do with this. I know I want to use some of this. This is, I don't even know. It could be a Lawn Fawn one. Lawn Fawn twine. I'm not even sure. I've had it for a long time. But I do want to untwist it and then dye some of this to put on my page. So I'm just untwisting it. It's just a twisted twisted twine. I think there's 3 or 4 strands in here. You start twisting it and then it just comes apart. And then I mean, I know I could dye this as one, but I want to dye them different colors. So just untwisting this. Once you get it started, it doesn't take that long. I don't like using it as the 4-strand twine most of the time because I feel it's too thick. It's coming. Probably didn't need to cut off as long of a piece as I did, but anyhow. This has a silver twine in it too, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. We will see. There we go. Okay. Oops, made a bit of a mess. Pieces coming out. Here we go. Perfect. So I took the silver one out. I don't think I'm going to use it. I just want to use these white ones. So I'm just going to keep pulling them apart. Sorry, this is probably like watching paint dry. Okay, getting there. And I don't really care if I break them or not, because I'm just going to make kind of a nest out of them. So whether they're long strands or short doesn't really matter. I'm fighting a knot, so I decided to just cut these down into smaller pieces. There we go. There we go. Perfect. A nice little nest, but we need color on it. I'm going to separate them because I think I want 3 different colors. You may not be able to see these, but they are there. I'm just going to grab some sprays. And what sprays do I have? Do some yellow. Let's do some in pink. And let's do some in blue. There we go. Just dyeing some of these. Put that on there. So we got our blue. Oops, and I touched the yellow with my blue finger, so technically we now have green. And our pink. There we go. Just going to pick up some of these colors on a piece of paper. Never know when that might come in handy, eh? Perfect. Set that aside. Awesome. Okay, let's dry these. Now, if you're wondering how you dry these, well, I usually pick them up with tweezers, the little nest of them. It won't take very long to dry. There we go. Those are dry. Just going to pull them apart a little bit. Pink, yellow, and blue. bring this back in. There, now they show up on the black. Now you can see them. Probably going to use it as kind of like a nest underneath this. Pink, blue. I don't know if I want to use all of them. Kind of spread them out. It looks good on there. Lovely. Oh, it's coming together really nice. Now, do I want some more stamping? I don't know. What I might do is do some black stamping on here and maybe cut out some squares. I'm not sure about that. That might be used for something else. We will see. We will see. I am going to stick this down because I like that. So I'm going to use some glue on that. I think I'm going to use some pop-up foam for this. Hello, Janelle. How are you? I'm just playing, Janelle. It's been a long time since I've just played. Okay, so I've got my little colored strands on here. You know what? I'm just going to use these. Let's just stick these down. Oops. Pull that blue apart. There we go. Lovely. Now, where did, oh, here we go. I cut out some squares. Normally I don't do squares, but you know what? Squares seem to be the theme of this page. I've got lots of squares happening, so let's just go with the squares. Love it. All right, before I stuck those down, let's put some glue on the back of them. I love it. Wasn't sure I was going to use that. Oh, no, don't use that. Don't use white paint to put those down. Oh, I'm loving these. That's fun. And I need more. Need more squares. Let's grab one with a little bit of pink. Oh, that's, what am I doing? What am I doing? Let's do a square. Lovely. I'll cut that one off. I don't know if I'm going to put any over here. I kind of like it just like this. Kind of like it. Look at how fun that is. That's coming along. That is definitely coming along. Close that glue up for right now. I'm going to cut off this little piece. And maybe stick it down here. This actually came there a lot faster than I thought it was going to. I'm loving it. Marked off some of the pink because I think the pink ones would look really nice. Let's do this one. Create every day, but let's cut that apart. Create every, just going to cut off that extra. Create every day. Do I have a white? Oh, look, and it works. Create every day. Look how fun that is. Oh, I didn't realize I had a piece sticking out the top. Let's cut that off. That came together really nice. The only thing it's missing some splatter. I cannot not do splatter. Let's do pink. Let's do some pink splatter. Here is my palette paper. Put a little pink on there, a little bit of water. There we go. Get a round brush to do this. Got some nice juicy pink paint. Oh yeah, pink, neon pink. That is fun. A page never feels finished to me until I've done a little bit of splatter. Add some splatter to our little squares. Oh, there we go. Isn't that fun? Oh, the black and white image is from this stamp set, and it is called Squared Up. It's one of her newer ones, not the newest one, but one of the new ones. And it's also this stamp here. That's that stamp where I brayered on white paint and then stamped it on my background. So look at that, isn't that fun? Oh my gosh, so much fun. I thought I was going to make cards today, but we did not even go in that direction. I still have a little bit of that background left, so I might still create a card, but I think right now I am done. Thanks so much, everyone. I'm so glad so many of you joined me. I gave you like very little notice about this, but thanks so much. And I am going to come on and try and do this once a week. The only week I might not be able to do it is the week of Scrapaganza, but I am going to try and do this more. Thanks so much, everyone. I hope you all have a fabulous day. Bye.